What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm just a dorky. So I was wondering, are you guys obsessed with biscuits / cookies? Like, I am obsessed with him. I got a kilogram worth of these cookies for Christmas. So yeah, I am pretty obsessed with cookies, okay? So that is why I got so super excited when I came across Rosanna Pansino's The Perfect Chocolate Chip Cookie. And I was like, heck yeah, we're gonna try this recipe out. But fun fact though, before this channel, I used to follow so many baking and food channels, and I would sit in bed till like midnight just watching people bake and cook random things. But then I wouldn't try it. I would be like, I gotta try it. And then I never do. So this channel really has given me the opportunity to try the recipes and the foods that I've always wanted to try out. So I'm really excited and I'm so grateful that you guys are supporting me on this channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. So please don't forget to subscribe to the Dorky Club and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. So without further ado, let's see if this really is the perfect chocolate chip cookie. So the first thing we're gonna need is 1 cup all-purpose flour. And fun fact with Kayla, I now know the difference between all-purpose flour and cake flour. So basically the difference just comes down to the protein content within the flour that then becomes gluten. So all-purpose flour has a slightly higher percentage of protein than cake flour. So that just means the higher the protein in the flour, the greater the strength. So I know the difference, guys. I did have a slight problem though. I went to multiple stores and I couldn't seem to find any all-purpose flour. I don't know if it's because we're in South Africa and we just don't do all-purpose flour, or it's just my typical luck and I just couldn't find it anywhere. So the stores generally had whole wheat flour, cake flour, and self-raising flour. Now I googled what is self-raising flour, and it's basically all-purpose flour. It just has baking soda added to it. So that was the best and the closest I could get to with all-purpose flour. So we're going to be using the coffee machine. What is coming out? What is coming out? Started leaking. Like, what's that? So what you're gonna do is add 1 cup of self-raising flour. Ooh. And then we're gonna take 2 teaspoons of baking soda. It is the same thing as bicarbonate of soda, which is what we call it in South Africa. I'm gonna put it in there. The next thing we're gonna do is add in a teaspoon of salt. So basically, once we have combined all our dry ingredients together, we're just gonna take a normal whisk and just mix it all together. And now that we have combined all our dry ingredients together, we are now gonna mix the wet ingredient. The next thing we're gonna do is add in 16 tablespoons worth of room temperature butter, or if you want to convert it into a more accurate reading, it is more or less 227.2 grams. Rosanna speaks about how important it is for the butter to be room temperature, so make sure the butter you use is 100% room temperature. The next thing we're gonna do is add in 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Once again, it's just normal white sugar. And then we're gonna add in 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. And once again, are you guys even surprised? We're gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla essence. I'm telling you guys, it's like the best thing since sliced bread because it's been in every single video I've made so far. So clearly it's a really good ingredient to have in most baking stuff. Whisk together the butter, the granulated sugar, the brown sugar, and the vanilla essence until it is nicely creamed together. Then we're going to mix 1 egg at a time. So you can add the first egg and then mix it, and then add the second egg and then mix it again until it's nicely creamed. And then on low speed, you're going to slowly add your dry ingredients. The next thing we're going to do is fold in our chocolate discs. I say discs because I didn't get chocolate chips. So Gotta improvise, adapt, and overcome, people. The next thing I'm going to do is fold the choc discs. Rosanna says that you must fold, under, over, turn. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. So you fold under, over. This looks very different to hers. Did I miss something? Guys, mine's looking very different to Rosanna's cookies. I don't know why. I'm very confused. I'm like, hers looks a lot more firm, and I followed the instructions. And side note, I got baking paper this time to ensure that I don't set the house on fire. So guys, don't worry, it is not wax paper this time. I made sure of it. Now you're gonna take 2 tablespoons worth of batter per cookie and put it on the tray. The next thing we're going to do is put it in the oven at 190 degrees Celsius and bake it for about 7 to 9 minutes. So let me tell you what I was thinking here. I was like, oh my gosh, these cookies are expanding amazingly. And then they just kept expanding and I was like, whoa, wait, hold up. Is it supposed to do this? Okay, so you guys probably know what I'm going to say next. And in this video, we have encountered our next disaster. Now, you're probably already guessing what disaster that was. So I'm going to even play it back. Guys, mine's looking very different to Rosanna's cookies. I don't know why. I'm very confused. Yeah, the consistency was way off, which is weird because I really followed the instructions. But then I started to realize maybe it's because I used self-raising flour instead of all-purpose flour. But then again, I really looked for all-purpose flour and I just couldn't find it. The first batch was more like cookie batter. So this is how it turned out. Now, you can see why I am like, this is a bit of a disaster because it looks more like a wannabe chocolate chip pancake. The pancake is like, we don't want you in our club. And then the cookies are like, yo, you don't count as a cookie, so we don't want you either. So I'm like, well, I don't know what it is. I got mildly excited at first when I saw it in the oven and it was growing quite big. And then they all started connecting. I was like, whoa, maybe I'm unconsciously trying to make a giant cookie here. And then it just kept spreading, and then it was like this giant amoeba. And then I took it out and it was like, oh, that is not what I expected. So what I did with the second batch was I added more flour, and then it started to look more like a cookie dough than a cookie batter. But then again, I don't know if it's going to make a difference because of that it being self-raising flour instead of all-purpose. I really sometimes swear like that I am doing this channel because it tests me on a whole new level. Guys, I am not an expert baker or cooker. Like, I just love experimenting with food in general, and I started this channel because I want to share this journey with you guys, and you guys can really see this has been an interesting journey, okay? So yeah, so some of you who are watching who are expert bakers and cookers, guys, please remember, I ain't an expert at any of this. I am just a normal human being who loves food and loves baking and cooking and experimenting. So this is what I'm doing. And it's really tested me, but yes. So let's hope the second batch came out way better than the first. Fingers crossed, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so as you can tell, the second batch came out a lot better. So I can't judge the first batter as being the perfect chocolate chip cookie because It was not. It really was not perfect at all. I did do a taste test and it was little, yeah, guys, no. So now we're gonna test out the second batch. So fingers crossed, we'll see if it is the perfect chocolate chip cookie. If not, I'm not gonna blame Rosanna because this was my own doing. So let's give it a taste test, guys. Okay, I'm gonna choose this one. This one has been catching my eye for quite a while. Okay, so let's do it. Sorry, it's really crunchy. The mic is right here and I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, this just turned into an ASMR channel. This is a really good chocolate chip cookie. Is it the best one I've had? I don't know. It tastes like most chocolate chip cookies I have had, honestly, but it's crunchy, it's chewy at the same time. You get that little burst of chocolate now and again. Overall, I highly recommend making Rosanna Pansino's perfect chocolate chip cookie because it is really tasty. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me attempt, keyword on attempt, Rosanna's Pansino's famous perfect chocolate chip cookie. It was a bit of a roller coaster ride, so if you agree with me, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me, subscribe to the Dorky Club. I keep saying that there's a guilt-less series coming, and it really is coming. I just really was so excited to use my new stand mixer and my electric mixer, so I really wanted to try it out. So that's why the perfect chocolate chip cookie was moved a whole week earlier, because I was like, gotta use my new mixer, because I'm so happy that my fam got it for me. I was just like, yes sir. So yes, please stay tuned for the Guilt-less series. It is coming, and the Sweet Tooth series is still gonna continue. Until next time, guys, bye.